So, good evening, YouTube. Hope you're all well and you've all had a good day. First things first, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and put a thumbs up on the video afterwards. So we have got an important game against Chelsea tomorrow evening. I did a previous stream about this earlier today, so if you haven't seen this yet, check it out. But today, this video is more about Combined X1. The game is on BT Sport at 8:15 tomorrow evening. If you need to watch it or get to a pub if you haven't got it at home. But before we go into that, I just want to go for a bit of Mikel Arteta's press conference. The main sort of point I want to sort of bring up is that Mikel Arteta has come out and said that we might not sign anyone in this January transfer window. Part of me thinks that's hard to believe. You're thinking, wow, really? We're in 10th and you're not going to give us a player? But the other half of me thinks, well, it's kind of what we're used to after this last 10, 15 years or so, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know in the comments below what you feel about not signing anybody in January. I think we're absolutely desperate for a player, if I'm honest. I hear in the latest reports are that we're going to try and loan Jerome Boateng until the end of the season, and then put in a £50 million bid for Upamecano and try and get him in the summer. Again, as I said in my previous stream, the only issue with that is come the summer, there's going to be about 6 other clubs in for him. So what makes you think it's going to come to Arsenal? You know, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Man United, you know, Man City, Liverpool, they all might bid for him. And even then, you know, even teams like Leicester City, they're probably going to have Champions League football next season. So, you know, and as things stand, we're not even going to have Europa League football next season. Let's be real. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I think we need to at least get one big player in this window and then crack on in the summer. Because to try and get all the players in the summer is not going to be easy. And you know what they're going to say, oh, you know, the Euros are on and it's difficult, players away at the clubs, blah, blah, blah. And it's just going to get, you know, the frustration is just going to build in the supporters again. I can just see it now. Let me know who you guys would get in if you could. Do you think it's more important to get centre-back, defensive midfielder, or a left winger? They look like and a right-back. They look like the 4 positions we desperately need. Yeah, Thomas, completely agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. But I think we at least need one player, because otherwise you're looking at least 4 top positions at like minimum. And yeah, I can't see us getting them all in the summer, if I'm honest. Let's get real, you know. So moving on to the Arsenal and Chelsea Combined X1. In goal, I'm going to go for Bernd Leno. I think this was quite a close one, actually. I think Kepa's a decent keeper. I don't think he's as good as Courtois, but I think he's decent. And again, I think Leno's saved us a lot this season. I mean, imagine where we'd be in the table without him. People talk about Aubameyang knocking in all them goals. Well, if we didn't have Leno half the time with our defence that shit, I imagine where we would be if he hadn't pulled out all them saves. So I know he did a clang against Chelsea, but all in all, he's pretty reliable. Just a shame he doesn't have a decent defence in front of him. So I'm going to go for Leno in goal. Right back, as I've said in previous streams, I don't rate Bellerin. So it's an easy choice for me. I'm going to go for Azpilicueta. I know he's getting on a bit now, but he's still a good defender. I mean, he's been quality for years, and he's one of the players that doesn't really get the recognition he deserves. You know, he's a good, solid player. He gets in Spain's national team, or used to, and he's just kind of like Mr. Reliable, really. So I'm going to go for him at right back. Left back, I'm going to go for Kieran Tierney. Again, I've said him before in a previous stream that I hope he's not going to be an injury-prone player. Let me know what you guys think. I've just got that terrible feeling. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. But when you're buying a 22-year-old and he comes with a hernia, not just an injury, but a hernia operation, which is usually older people get that. And now he's got a shoulder injury. Like, Christ, you know, is this going to be like another Jack Wilshere or Danny Welbeck or Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain? People with lots of talent, but never going to be, you know, in the team for long enough to really see it. But I'm going to go for him. I think he's absolutely brilliant when I have seen him, especially going forward. His cross have been absolutely amazing. Something that Kolasinac been slated for a lot recently. Doesn't really pick out a player well, and going forward he's really good. And I also think defensively as well. So let's hope we can get off the treatment table. What's he got here? Thomas says we've been poor, so have other so-called big teams, but they'll spend a fortune to fix it. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Do you know what? I totally agree. Chelsea, in the summer are going to go 400 million, bang, there you go, sort of thing. Whereas Arsenal, we're going to penny pinch. We're going to leave it to the last day or the last couple of weeks. We're going to, oh God, I'm just dreading another transfer window like that. Just go out there, get the fucking players you need, and get them in early. Just for the start of the season, it drives me insane. Go back to the combined X1. I'm going to go for centre backs. I'm going to go for Tomori of Chelsea. He's really impressed me since coming through the Chelsea youth team. I believe he's already had a England call up as well. And it was a good solid centre back. I know one season or even half a season doesn't make a player, as we've seen lots of times before. If he carries on the way he's going, he's going to be a top player. I'm going for him. And do you know what? Weirdly, I always used to think Chelsea had a really good defence, but when I was trying to actually come up with this team, I just don't rate a lot of their defenders. A lot of them, like Kurt Zouma, I mean, he makes a lot of mistakes and he gets in the team regularly. So, and he's one of their better ones. Then you've got Rudiger, again, all right, but not, he's no John Terry, let's be real. So on current form, I'm going to go for David Luiz, believe it or not. I think he's been absolutely brilliant since Arteta has come in. You know what he's like with his free kicks. He's good going forward. If he can keep up his defensive play like he has done so far, brilliant. It's exactly what we need. I'm just a little bit worried because you know what David Luiz is like. A couple of good games, and again, he goes back to his old self in defence. I actually think that Rafa Benitez, when he was Chelsea manager, I think he actually had him in his best position where he had him actually as defensive midfielder because he realised he wasn't good enough to be centre back. And but could defend, could tackle, but wasn't would never be like a starting centre back. But it was also good going forward. So he used to play defensive midfield. I thought he was absolutely brilliant there. That's my combined back four. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who would you go for? I'm going to go up to midfield. And actually should have said this at the start. I'm actually going to play a 4-4-2. On the right wing, I'm going for Nicola Pepe. It's good that he is just starting to find his shooting boots. I was a bit disappointed that he didn't take that free kick instead of Lacazette against Sheffield United, because we all know what we saw what he could do from free kicks against that Victoria side. But again, Pepe still needs to see a bit more from him. Absolutely guaranteed Stonewall penalty. I can't believe people are even arguing about it against Sheffield United. I mean, the guy sticks his leg out. You've got to remember, Pepe's coming kind of into him at pace. I know the guy tries to take his foot away, but it's a penalty all day long. Doesn't matter. You've stopped his run into a box. You've tripped him up. It's a penalty. But I'm going for Pepe on the right wing. Hopefully he can sort of kick on now and hopefully get a few goals. Hopefully get into double figures for the end of the season. That'd be a really good finish to this first season, actually. So as you can see in the slow start he had. On the other wing, I'm going to go for Willian for Chelsea. I think Willian's class, and another player just like Azpilicueta, really, that is just massively underrated. Again, another free kick specialist, works his arse off for the team, tackles, tracks back, creates goals, scores goals. I think he's brilliant. He's not one to be the flashiest Brazilian, but he's definitely one of the most hard working, and he's a really good player as well. In the centre of the pitch, I'm going to go for Kante of Chelsea. Again, kind of an obvious choice, really. The player we should have signed to Granit Xhaka at that time. Absolutely gutted we didn't get him because things could be a different story. But again, great player. Brilliant at Leicester when they won the league that time. Brilliant for Chelsea, and he's just a good round, great defensive midfielder. Other defensive midfielder, I'm going to go for Lucas Torreira. Since he's been back in defensive midfield, his right position, again, he's been absolutely brilliant. Playing, I don't know what Emery was thinking playing him attacking midfield. It was just what you want about. He's a defensive midfielder. We badly need one, and we finally got one. I'm going for him. And long can his hopefully his form can continue because he was actually one of the gooder players against Sheffield United. So up front, I've got two strikers. Obviously, we're going to go for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, absolute goal machine. Again, I'll say again, this guy needs to play down the centre. If that means sacrificing Lacazette, unfortunately for the good of the team, I think that needs to happen because he's a great striker. Doesn't do much else. I know his work rate's improved recently with tracking back and stuff, but the guy's a goal scorer, man. Play him. You know, I don't get it. You know, you play the team, not the people. You know, and if that means then we end up having to sell Lacazette to Atletico Madrid and get Lamar or our left winger because it's one of the positions we need, it probably would be better for us, you know. And I hate to say that, but it probably will be. We've also got Martinelli, remember, who can play up front. He looks really good. I mean, 9 goals already in 10 starts and a few sub appearances. You know, that's unbelievable. We've also got Eddie Nketiah now. I'm really, really interested and intrigued to see how he gets on from now to the end of the season if he stays at Arsenal. Again, if we end up signing swapping a striker like Atletico get a Lacazette, we end up with Cavani, then I've got a feeling he will then go out alone on the last day or two of the window. But if he stays at Arsenal, really interested to see how he gets on. The guy's clearly got a lot of talent. Was originally through Chelsea's youth system. I mean, we know how good their youth system is. And the guy scores goals. Went to Leeds, hardly started, but still banged in 5 goals. I mean, I know even though Leeds supporters who were going, well, why is he not starting more? You know, the guy's class every time he comes on. But yeah, I'm going for Aubameyang, and then I'm going to go for Tammy Abraham. I think Abraham's been absolutely brilliant for Chelsea. I remember the first couple of games of the season, people were a little bit worried that he wasn't going to score enough goals. I think I remember Paul Merson actually saying on a soccer, on the Sky Sports soccer show, that he needs to start banging in some goals. I think they went the first two games without any goals from him. And I think they got hammered 4-0 at Old Trafford on the first game of the season. But after then, he's kicked on, and I think he's got 9 or 10 goals now. So yeah, that's my team. Let me know what you guys think. Who would you pick? Let's read also some of your comments out. Thomas says, Penal Day, that pace in the first place was insane. The more of that, it will come. Yeah, absolutely. Again, totally agree. Definite 100% a penalty. The worst thing about it was, right, the referee gets it wrong, fine, not a problem, right? They actually go to VAR and check it. And sometimes with VAR, it goes on for quite a while and they check it and it comes back, yeah, penalty or not. But just like that, they checked it within about 2 seconds and went, no penalty. And it's like, are you fucking having a laugh? It's like a stonewall penalty. I've even seen frozen pictures of the guy's leg out as he trips over him. It's unbelievable decision. How they can even get that wrong is ridiculous. Thomas Gen says John Jules scored for Lincoln, looks another talent. Do you know what? Actually, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's another good point there. So John Jules, somebody told me earlier, did his first start for Lincoln City, and he's already scored a goal. I think he actually created 1 or 2 as well, and also got man of the match in his first home appearance for Lincoln City. So he's doing absolutely brilliant. So it'll be interesting again to see how he gets on as well. Reese, would you start Laka or Nketiah? Do you know what? It's tricky. I haven't seen enough for Nketiah yet, but yeah, do you know what? Fuck it, why not? I think Reece Nelson's injured and Aubameyang was suspended, so unfortunately, I think that Martinelli's going to have to play left wing. So yeah, do you know what? I'd start Nketiah, see how he gets on. Let's be honest, Lacazette's not scoring any goals at the moment, so Nketiah can't do any worse, can he? If we put him on, he's massively out of his depth, or he's just not hitting the ground running, fine, okay, we can put Lacazette on. But at the moment, Lacazette isn't scoring any goals at all. Could do a couple more minutes and then get myself out of here. Yeah, I agree. Cool. What would you guys play? Would you guys start Nketiah? That's a really good talking point, actually. Again, like I said, really interested to see how he gets on this season. Everyone knows how talented he is. I remember, I think Wenger first put him on in a cup game, was it a couple of years ago? And he scored that winner for us. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. Other team news, I know I've covered it in another stream, is that Nelson is out with still a hamstring problem. Socrates and somebody else is going to be out for this game. I believe they're going to come back in the Burnley game, which is the next game, I think. Chelsea have Pulisic out until end of February. Alonso might be starting. He's come back from injury. They're going to do a fitness assessment on him. And there was also another player as well. They're seeing he's coming back as well. Nketiah, Thomas says, Nketiah looks a lot bigger than I remember. Was surprised when I seen him on Saturday. Yeah, do you know what? I didn't recognise him either. So maybe the lad's still growing. I mean, he's still quite young. So yeah. Again, we didn't really get to see much of him against Sheffield United. Again, that was a bit of a shame. And I think when he did come on as well, we kind of sat back a bit. We were trying to almost protect that lead a bit. So yeah, he didn't really get a chance to shine, but he looked lively. And like I said, at the moment, he can't do any worse than Lacazette. So yeah, go for it. Martinez for me has to start, whether he's starting up front or on the wing. I'm going to assume the wing because we're short with injuries there. But yeah, 100% has to start. Reece says, well, I mean, he's done all right at Leeds and has helped them in tough positions, even scored some winners for them, so I'd give him a chance. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've heard of some friends I've got who follow Leeds. I believe he scored 5 goals for them after coming off the bench. And even then, like, they told me that even if he didn't score, he set up other goals. Apparently, he was absolutely brilliant. And it's a big talking point at the moment. I think that's going to go on to the end of the window now. Are we going to keep him? Again, like I said, it depends. I think what happens on the striker front. There's definitely something going on with Lacazette. He's not happy. You can see it in him. He's not happy for some reason, whether that's the antics been going off the field or, I don't know, maybe he's had enough of Arsenal. Maybe he wants to move on and go to Atletico Madrid. Or maybe he's upset because he doesn't want to leave Arsenal. He's got a great friendship with Aubameyang, and maybe he's been told he's going to leave. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, going back to the press conference that Arteta did earlier today, he said there might not be any silence. But I mean, it's pointless asking him. Really, he's not going to say, "Oh yeah, do you know what? We're going to get 2 signings in. Oh yeah, and these are their names." He's not going to say that. So what's the point? But yeah, Thomas says you can tell he's a little bit pissed off when he came off on Saturday. Yeah, he was. And do you know what? Even like under Emery, I know like the players sort of down tools, which is definitely 100% wrong. But he did. You could tell it. Do you know what? He was one of the main ones that was my first sort of feeling that Emery had to go. You could tell in his body language, like he wasn't happy. He was just like, what the fuck is going on? The tactics are wrong. People out of position, they just completely lost all faith in him. So yeah. Okay, what you want? Personally, myself, I'm thinking that it's tricky because again, you don't know what's happening in the transfer stuff. But if we could get a good left winger in, maybe Lamar would balance the team out better. Ideally, I wouldn't say that I'd want him because he had one good season at Monaco. And that was it, really. He's gone to Atletico, and let's be honest, he hasn't exactly been a massive success, which is why they want to get rid of him. Having said that, though, he doesn't. I'm not convinced Lamar fits into Atletico Madrid's style of play. He isn't. Simeone's players are usually quite sort of like how Pochettino had Spurs playing, really quite sort of tough, difficult to break down, work rates high. Everyone. It's just. It doesn't look like the sort of player that Atletico wants. So maybe he would be a better fit for Arsenal. You don't know. But yeah, I'm going to do one more minute, and I'm gonna move on after that. So yeah, who would you guys have in the transfer window? Who would you go after? I know all the obvious ones like Max Aarons might be a good fit at right back. A centre back's an absolute must. I mean, I think we should just break the bank and go for Upamecano. Just go, look, there's 50 million. If that's not enough, just go, there's 60, whatever it is. Offer him 200 odd grand a week. And hopefully we'll get him. I think leaving it till the summer is mugging off the fans, really, because his value is going to drop. He's a great player, and then every other club's going to be looking at him. So I just don't buy that we'll get. If we don't get him in this window, I don't think we'll get him. If honest, I can see him walking to Man City and partnering Laporte in central defence. I think that's what will happen, if I'm honest. Reese, enjoying your channel. You've done well so far. I watch when I'm available. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the comments. Thomas says we haven't really the luxury of trying out players at the moment. Need proven players. We can see Pepe needs time. Can't afford more players coming in and needing the time. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? It's like that Bruno Gomes, or however you pronounce his name, the Brazilian guy. I've heard good things about him, but, if he comes in now, is he going to need time to adapt to the Premier League? Probably. So why not just go after someone who's already in the Premier League? Wouldn't that make more sense? Someone who can do it. Someone like a Doucouré or Ndidi. I know, appreciate Ndidi's probably not going to come because of where he is, but Doucouré probably would if he paid enough money. We've got £220 million sat in our bank account doing absolutely fuck all. So why not just go out and get him? But yeah, I totally agree with you as well on Pepe. I think Pepe will be a massive hit. He just needs a little bit more time. Cool, right, guys. So I'm going to wrap that up. Again, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please put a big thumbs up and share it around. And I'll be back tomorrow.